Cornfield. It was supposed to be a shortcut, but I should have known better than to cut through a cornfield at night. The stalks were taller than me, bending in the wind, rattling against each other like voices whispering secrets. At first it was almost peaceful, just me and the crunch of dirt beneath my boots. But after a few turns, I realized something. I couldn't tell which way I had come from. Every row looked the same. The sky was getting darker, and the corn felt like it was closing in. I tried retracing my steps, but the more I walked, the deeper I seemed to go. That's when I heard it. Slow, heavy footsteps in the rows beside me. I froze. The sound stopped. Then a child's giggle echoed through the stalks. "You'll never get out!" My chest tightened. I called out, trying to sound brave, but my voice cracked. The only answer was more giggling. Closer this time. The corn suddenly shook violently around me, though there was no wind. I felt a pale, cold hand brush against my arm through the stalks. I bolted, sprinting down the row. But the laughter, it didn't stay behind me. It circled me, moving faster than I could run. And that's when I realized the cornfield wasn't trapping me. It was leading me deeper. And I wasn't alone. Story 2. The Pumpkin House. They dared me to knock on the pumpkin house, the one with jack-o'-lanterns in every window. I should have walked away. The old farmhouse looked abandoned, except for the dozens of glowing jack-o'-lanterns leering from the windows. Their orange faces flickered, grins stretched too wide, eyes carved too deep. My friends dared me to go up to the door. I thought it was stupid, but I went anyway. The porch groaned under my weight, and just as I reached for the handle, the door creaked open, by itself. The smell hit me instantly, rotting pumpkin, sour and heavy. Inside, the walls dripped with pumpkin guts, seeds smeared like paint. On the table sat a half-carved pumpkin, a knife stuck inside. Then the knife began moving on its own, slicing into the orange flesh with slow, deliberate cuts. I stumbled backward, but the door slammed shut behind me. All at once, the jack-o'-lanterns inside flickered brighter. Their carved mouths moved, whispers, my name, over and over. One pumpkin on the mantel twisted its grin wider, too wide, stretching like skin instead of carved flesh. Then another joined, and another, until every pumpkin in that house was laughing together, low, hollow, hungry. And the knife stopped carving the pumpkin. It turned and started carving the table. Letters forming. My name. Story 3. The Masked Trick-or-Treater. Not every trick-or-treater comes for candy. Some come for you. Halloween night. The doorbell rang, and when I opened it, there was just one kid standing there, alone. He wore a cracked porcelain mask, old and broken, the kind you'd see in an antique shop. But there was no candy bucket, no costume, just the mask. I laughed nervously and dropped a few pieces of candy into his hand. His fingers were cold, and long, too long. When I blinked, he was gone from my porch, just like that. I tried to shake it off. Hours passed, the night wound down. But when I went to lock up, that's when I saw them. Wet footprints, inside my house. They trailed across the living room, leading to the hallway mirror. My stomach dropped. I stepped closer, and in the reflection, standing right behind me, was the masked trick-or-treater. The mask was smiling wider this time, and in his hand, he held my house key. The end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Story 1. The van at the end of the street. It was Halloween night, and I realized I wasn't walking home alone. The street was quiet, just the sound of candy shifting in my bag with every step. I was halfway home when I noticed it. A white van parked at the end of the block. Its engine was running, but the headlights were dim, glowing just enough to let me know someone was inside. I kept walking, pretending not to notice. But as I got closer, the van inched forward, slowly, matching my pace. I crossed the street. The van crossed too. I sped up. It sped up. My heart was pounding. I told myself, don't run, don't look scared. But when the van finally pulled up right beside me, the side door screeched open. Inside sat 3 figures in black ski masks. They didn't say anything at first. They just stared. Finally, one of them leaned out, his voice flat, cold. "We've got better candy." "Get in," I shook my head, backing away. The man tilted his head, like he was studying me. Then the driver revved the engine. I turned and ran. The van door slammed shut. Tires screeched. It raced ahead, turning the corner out of sight. My chest tightened in relief until I turned the next block. It was there, waiting, engine purring, door already open, and the masked men still staring at me. Story 2. The knock at the window. They didn't just follow me. They came straight to my house. It was late. I was sitting in my room scrolling my phone when I heard it, a vehicle pulling up outside. At first I ignored it, but the sound of the engine didn't fade. Curious, I pulled back the blinds just enough to peek. A white van sat idling at the curb. 3 men in ski masks were inside, not talking, not moving, just staring at my house. My stomach dropped. I ducked down, praying they hadn't seen me. The van stayed there. The engine rumbled like it was waiting. Then, knock, knock, knock. Not at the door, at my bedroom window. I froze. My breath caught in my throat. Slowly, I turned my head. A masked face was pressed against the glass. His breath fogged the pain. His eyes never blinked. The knocking grew louder, harder, like he was trying to break through. Then he stopped and held something up, a piece of cardboard with black letters scrawled across it. "Come with us." I stumbled backward, shaking my head. That's when I heard it, my front door handle jiggling. First softly, then violently. The van's engine roared louder, headlights flooding my window. The masked man's face disappeared, but the pounding on the door didn't stop. Story 3. The van in the cornfield. Running into the cornfield should have saved me, but the van followed me in. I was walking past the edge of the cornfield when headlights swept across my back. A white van slowed beside me, crawling forward like a predator stalking prey. The side door slid open, the sound cutting through the night. Inside, masked figures sat in silence, their faces hidden behind black ski masks. One of them waved a handful of candy bars, his voice sing-song, taunting, "Don't be scared. Come get your treat." I didn't hesitate. I bolted straight into the cornfield. The van screeched to a stop behind me. Doors slammed. Footsteps followed. The stalks rustled as they pushed through the rows. I ducked low, heart hammering, trying to move silently. But their flashlights sliced through the darkness, beams sweeping left and right, closer and closer. I stopped, crouched, barely daring to breathe. The corn swayed around me. For a moment it was silent. Maybe I lost them. Then an engine roared to life. I froze. My stomach twisted. Slowly I lifted my head above the stalks. And there it was, headlights shining directly at me. The white van was inside the cornfield, and somehow it had found me.